Hi friends, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can create a half-hidden wire notebook like you see here. This is how it looks like when you open it up. It has notes pages on the inside. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can create the inserts, how you can then also create the cover page and assemble everything together into a half-hidden wire notebook like you see here. So let's get started. So first let's create the inserts for the notebook, which is just a normal graph paper. Quite simple to create on Planify Pro. This template already exists on Planify Pro if you don't have time to create it yourself. So let me quickly show you where you can get it. If you scroll all the way down here and you go to the Coquette collection, if you scroll all the way to the right side, there is a template called Hidden Wire Notebook. So this one right here. You see this one has 2 pages. It comes with the cover and the inserts. So you can click to open it up like this. Click on open. You will see the first page will be the cover page, which I will get to it later on. And then the second page is the inserts. So here you will have to do the following right here. You will have to click to copy paste the left side to the right side. So click on this button right here, and then it will copy paste it like this. And then you will also need to select the A6 size, which I forgot to mention. This plan right here is in the A6 size. So you then want to go to the size menu, type in A6 like this, select it, and here it is. Now go to sticker mode, and then here you can further adjust it. Maybe you want to center this bow right here. And then you can go to save export. You can click here, select the page, and then select A4 or US letter. And then you want to click on generate PDF file. This will then create you a PDF file which you then can download and print out. However, for you to learn more about Planify Pro, I'm going to show you how you can recreate this one from scratch because it's a very simple template. So if you can, please try to follow along so you can learn more about the program and become better. So I will go back to the hub page, and then here I will click on create a planner. So I'm going to click here and create a new planner like this. Now, first things first, let's select the correct paper size. So let's go here to the size menu, type in here A6, and select the A6 size. Now you see here that this is just a simple notes page with one big widget. Right now in here we have 2 widgets. So what we can do is we can click on one of them and we can delete it like this. Then we can click on the other widget and we can extend it like this. If it's hard to see for you, you can also deselect the guidelines right here, so the lines aren't in the way. So what I did before was I clicked here on a widget, and then I clicked on the other one and I extended it like this. So you then have a one box layout like you see here. Then you can click on the widget and then you can insert any widget you like. So if you go here to notes, you will see many different kinds of widgets you can add. So I've added a graph widget, however you can also add in lines like this. So let's select the graph widget. And then you can also further adjust how big or how small you want the graph to be. If you want to have the squares in a specific size, you can also set the size right here. Then next, let's go to the style menu and let's change the appearance of this widget. You see this widget has no frame at all. So when you go here to the style menu, you can here change the appearance of the widget. So the styling I've chosen was this one right here. It's called Delicate, this one. Or actually, I'm sorry, I think it was the other one. I think it was, let me quickly see. Okay, so it was the one from the decorative selection right here. Scroll all the way down and then you want to select the Jovial Duo styling right here. So click on it and this is the styling I have selected. So next, let's also change the color. So you can go here to color, and up here you will see all colors that are currently applied to the widget or to the entire planner. So you can click on outline color to change the outline of all the widgets. So let's click here And then you see when we select a new color, it also changes the outline. So let's select a nice pink color. I'm going to go with maybe this one right here, this pink. And then for the header color, we can also select a nice pinkish color. Let me see, maybe we can go with this one or this one right here, okay. Then for the line color, this line color might be too dark. We can click on the widget, and then here on the right side under line color, we can click on it, and then we can also select a new color for the lines. So I'm going to go here with a light gray color like this. However, feel free to select any color you like. Then I also want to remove this text right here. So select the widget, and here under header, you can simply just remove the text like this. If you want to fully remove the header, you can also click here and remove it, so it completely takes off the header. I'll click here on show again, and this is how it looks like. Now, something I would like to do as well is increase the spacing right here. Here in the middle, this is where we're going to hole punch the inserts, and the spacing might be too small or too narrow for the punches. So better to go here to layout and then increase the inner margins. These are called inner margins and these are called outer margins. So here under inner padding, or they're also called inner padding, we can increase it like this. So set it to around 0.534 inches, and that should be enough. Okay, now if you want, you can also decorate it. So you see here I've added a bow on top right here. If you want to do the same thing, you can also go here to sticker, and then you can scroll down and check out the Coquette collection right here. You can open it up, and then you can also show it in 3 columns so you can see the graphics bigger. Now the one I've chosen here is this one right here, this bow right here. So you can click on it, you can make it smaller, place it anywhere you like. What I did was I've made it about this big, like this. Then I've placed it in the middle, like this. Now you can also further decorate the inserts. So you can also add in other elements, such as teddy bears, or you can also add stickers from other planner collections. Doesn't have to be from the Coquette. And you can decorate your planner as you like. Then once you're happy with your planner, you then want to click on here L to R, which means copy pasting the left side to the right side. I already did it. So here you can click on it again like this, and it will copy paste everything you have on the left side to the other side. Now you see the bow has been misplaced, so here we will need to go back to sticker mode if you are not yet. And then here you can select it and you can move the sticker to the right side like this. So just place it here, see if it's centered in the middle. And now we are finished with the inserts. One last thing I would like to show you, if you go here to layout mode, and if you go here to the header height right here, you can also adjust the header height right here. So prior it was set to around 0.2 inches. And if you want, you can also increase it a little bit so there is more space in case you want to write something into the header like this. So feel free to also adjust the header right here. So now that we are finished with the inserts, we can click here to save export. If you want the cut lines to show, you can also go here to cut line. Here you can set it on and off like this. Then go to save export, and you want to export this one on A4 or US letter, and then you want to click here on generate PDF to get the PDF file. So it will take a couple seconds. Then you can click here on download PDF. Here it is. It gives you 2 pages, so you can automatically print it front and back if you have a duplex printer. You want to go here to save it. So up here I can click on this icon to save it to my computer. So I'm going to save it as inserts, have hidden wires like this. And then let's open this one up in Adobe Acrobat Reader. Here it is open in Adobe Acrobat Reader. Let's click on the print button. And then next, let's make sure that custom scale is set to 100%. If you have a duplex printer, you can set it to print on both sides and then print and then flip on short edge like this. And you want to print in total 100 copies. So you want to print out in total 100 pages. Now I've printed out on 70 GSM paper. It's quite a light paper. If you want, you can also print it out on 80 or 90 GSM paper, depending on what paper weight you prefer. But in total, you want to print it out around 100 times, so 100 pages in total. Have this selected, and then you want to click on print. Now, lastly, I'm going to show you how you can get the cover page. And for the cover page, I'm going to show you how you can open up the pre-made template. So let's go back to the hub page, and then you want to go back to the collection page like I showed you before, down here. Then let's open up the hidden wire template. Here it is. Click on it. Click on open. So here it is. Make sure to delete the second page just so it doesn't irritate the first one with the sizing here. And I've already pre-created the template for you. So when you print it out, the Word notebook should be exactly in the middle like you see here. So from here, what you can customize are the following. You can customize the pattern. You can change the pattern in the background. And you can also change the spine right here. So the spine here in the middle, if you go right here to spine, you also see the pattern menu where you can select a new spine for the inside. Now the pattern I have used here are from the Coquette collection. So if you scroll further down here, all the patterns I've used are from this collection right here, Coquette Pink. So feel free to choose either pattern you like from Coquette or from a different collection. And then something else you can do is you can also customize here the wording. So to select the wording right here, you can click on sticker mode, click on the word, and then here on the right side, you can type either something new or you can leave it at notebook. If you want to change the font, click here on the AA icon up here. The font menu will show up where you can also select a new font if you like, just like this. Okay, then something else you can do is you can also decorate it with stickers. So feel free to also further decorate it with stickers. Then the white text box behind it can also be customized, but I recommend you to not move it so you can make sure it ends up in the middle of the cover right here. So once you're happy, you can go here to Save Export. And then you want to select the following. You want to select to export it on A4 sticker paper. And I highly recommend you get A4 sticker paper, white glossy, because the US letter size sticker paper will not be long enough to fit all the chipboards onto one page. So requirement for this tutorial is to have A4 white glossy sticker paper. So select this menu and then click on Generate PDF. Click on Download PDF and this will be your cover. However, feel free to design the cover the way you would like it to be. Again, and save it to your computer. So I'm going to call it Cover Hidden Wires. And then you want to open it up in Adobe Acrobat Reader. And then here you want to click on the print icon. And then you want to make sure custom scale 100% is selected. You only want to print it out once on white glossy A4 size sticker paper. Make sure that under page setup, you have selected A4 size paper. And then also make sure that under printer, you have set it to be for the best possible quality. So under media quality, you want to make sure that you print it out on best quality. And sometimes if you can also select your photo glossy paper for the material. So have this selected. And something else to note is if you can, I highly recommend, if you can, try to print it out borderless. So usually here under page setup, if you do have the option, you can select here A4 borderless, and then it will print out without any white border around the sticker paper. So if possible, try to print it out borderless. And then you want to click on print. So now that we have the cover design and we have the inserts, we can now jump on to putting everything together into a finished half-hidden wire notebook like you see here. So let's move on to the next step. So take your printed inserts you have printed out, then you want to cut them to size, and then you want to hole punch them like you see here. Then next, you want to take your cover design. You see this one's in the A4 size, and I've printed it out borderless without any white border around it. Take the cover, turn it around, and then you want to peel off the sticker paper, and then you want to prepare your chipboards. So in total, you will need 4 chipboards, and these are all the measurements for each chipboard piece. Now I recommend you to choose a chipboard that is around 1 to 1.2 millimeters thick. Do not choose anything that's thicker than 1.2 millimeters because it will be too thick to then hole punch it. So if possible, try to stay between 1 to 1.2 millimeter thickness for the chipboard. So lay them all down, and I recommend you to lay them very near the edge of the paper so that all chipboards have enough space within the A4 size. And then once done, you can then trim off the upper and the lower end of the paper. Then trim off the corner, and then you want to fold in all the sides. The next, for the inside, I just used normal white glossy sticker paper. So you want to take white glossy sticker paper and then cut it to size so it fits exactly here on the inside. Stick it to the inside like you see here. And then you want to take a bone folder and then you want to fold in all the sides like this. So this is how it should look like. Then to create the punches here on front, you want to take the cover and then fold it right here in the middle. So just like you see here on the screen, you want to fold it that way. Then you want to hole punch it. Now this step might be a bit tricky or difficult because once you fold the chipboard, you end up with around 2 millimeters thickness, which you will have to hole punch it. So you might need to press a bit harder than usual to fully punch it through like this. So once punched, it should then look like the following. This is how it should look like. And then you can take your wires. Now I've used 2 centimeter wires for this one. So this one's 2 centimeters thick or 20 millimeters. So prepare your wires and then take your cover and insert the wires through the holes. Then take your inserts and put them into the wires like this. And then next, you want to cinch everything together. So cinch it in the back, push it all the way down to close the wires. And this is your finished half-hidden wire notebook. This is how it should look like. And this is how you can create the half-hidden wire notebook. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. It's not that difficult to create. It might be a bit difficult to hole punch the cover, but other than that, it should be one of the more easier tutorials to follow along. Now, if you're a Business Plan subscriber, feel free to take this idea and add it to your shop. Then if you have any questions, feel free to always message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will try to respond to your questions as quickly as I can. Bye!